Hey everybody, this is Perch. Here's a fun question. Always fun when people comment on the comments of my videos. It's like the videos are less important than the comments, which is probably true. Actually, I'll throw in my own question in here, but let me get to the real one first. And I'm honestly interested to see what you all think about this. So the question goes like this. Hey Perch, I notice that whenever you talk about manga, and in particular manga sales, what you say is the most boring vanilla description of how basic sales work. It's marketing and sales 101 for anyone with half a brain. Thank you. Is that a compliment or an insult? I'm not sure. I think it's an insult. We'll go with that. And yet, every time you talk about manga sales, there are tons of people who come into the comments who tell you that you're carrying water for the Western comics industry, even though, who says carrying water? No, never mind. I'm glad you said the question anyway. But carrying water, is that a modern term? I don't know. It sounds like something I heard a long time ago. Carrying water. Anyway, how'd that even come about? What's the origin behind that phrase? Somebody will know and tell us. Anyway, feels like carrying water for the let's see, carrying water for even though the point of your videos is usually very negative to the way the Western comic industry is running its business. Why do people argue with common sense? What are they hoping you'll say? I don't get your viewers sometimes. I, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. I've noticed this too, and it's the manga videos in particular. Whenever I talk about manga sales, people come in and they argue, but I'm not entirely sure why they're arguing. What the basic premise is. I think people want to hear that Western comics are filled with politics and social agendas. They're going for ESG credits, and I got a funny story to tell you about ESGs in a few videos from now. Anyway, another time. And manga has none of those things. Manga's listening to the fans, and it's pure entertainment, whereas Western comics is full of ideology and nonsense. I don't know why people need to hear that so badly. I think if you believe that, then you don't buy the Western comics, and maybe many people say they don't. So I'm not sure what else is left in the argument. Once you've gotten to that point, it's I like this product better than this other product. I'm going to buy the product I like, and the product I don't like sucks. Where do you go from there? Like, is there more to talk about? I think we're done. This decision made, right? I think so. I'm a little bit puzzled by why the argument still goes on. So like the person writing in, I don't know. Maybe the people in the comments can explain that to us. But why do people argue so much about that piece of it? It's puzzling to me. I think that, look, a lot of cases it's business facts. Whenever I do one of those videos talking about kind of basic, here's the way the market's working, I'm always thinking nobody will listen to this. It's the most boring, obvious crap ever. And those videos, one, get a lot of hits and a lot of attention, but two, they get a lot of arguments. And I don't understand why you're arguing. It's not, a lot of those points are not really arguable. It's like, there is gravity, and if there wasn't for gravity, it might float away. Probably would float away, actually. Everything would float. Who knows? Because there is gravity, so we really are not sure what would happen, but it would probably be bad. That's what would happen. I don't know. Gravity is a good thing. Thank goodness for gravity. That's not an exciting video. I feel like I should do a video like that for April 1st. April 1st is coming up in a few days, and I realized I don't have any funny gimmick this time. I need to have my daughters destroy some comic books again and get people all mad. By the way, do you know, last year, and if you haven't seen it, I did a parody of the How to Basic. And if you haven't seen that channel, head on over to it. It's mostly safe for work, but a couple of them are definitely not. So, it's kind of take your chance. Anyway, I did a parody of this. And in this parody, I did a drawing, and then I messed up the drawing when I was doing the inking. And it was like, and then I took the drawing that I had done, and I destroyed it. I like stomped all over it and everything else. And my kids threw eggs at it and everything. And the funny part was, and I'm not making this up, I had more than one comic book writer. It's never the artist. There's lots of good writers I'm on good terms with, but I'll name one in particular. I've not met the guy in real life, but I like Jim Zub. I don't know. If you listen to the interview, it's hard not to like the guy. The guy's just likable. Even if I have this feeling that if Zub was, and I were talking, and Zub was like, hey, I'm going to do this comic. And he described for me the most boring, terrible, just like the worst pitch ever. I would hear his pitch and I'd be like, I've got to buy that because damn it, he's likable. There's just something about Zub. The guy is just, you want to like Zub. I don't know what it is about the guy, but he's so enthusiastic. He makes you want to buy his stuff. It's great. Um, anyway, I always think about people like Zub and other people like Jeff and Brian Edward Hill is not as Sean Murphy. Of course, he's writer artist, so maybe he doesn't count. I don't know. Philip Kennedy Johnson. There's just lots of good writers I've talked to across the board. Bill Willingham, I had a good conversation with him. But lots of good writers of lots of different backgrounds, lots of different styles, but good people. But I had two writers. And I say it's always the writers that get triggered by the weirdest stuff. It's not the artists. I don't know why. It's the writers. And I had two writers reach out after that video, which was clearly a joke, throwing eggs at a drawing of nobody. It wasn't like I was not drawing like Wonder Woman or Kamala Khan or anything like that. I was just drawing a random cartoon picture, and they reach out going, you're starting to appear a lot like the diversity in comics guy. That's not even the name of his channel anymore, is it? No, it's not. You're starting to appear a lot like that guy if you're starting to destroy comics. I had like the warning, like, I don't know, you're going down the wrong path destroying comics. It's like, I'm not destroying comics. I'm destroying a drawing I did where I messed up and it was a joke. It was clearly a joke. I this is where I'm naive. Some people in the comments, this is my question. I said at the beginning, there was another question I have. People show up in the comments every now and then, and they want to say, Perch is deliberately trying to claim that this. I always love it when people try and read my mind. It's like you never get it right, and I'm just going to start clowning you increasingly in the comments when I see it. I'm going to do it because you're being an idiot. But anyway, I love my customers. If you don't like my videos, don't buy my. Wait, no, that's not. Anyway, I. But what is going on here? I am not this area where I am naive is whenever somebody sends me a mail or makes a comment or something that is just so outlandishly stupid. And I mean by stupid I mean somebody like, are you calling the fans stupid? No. I'm saying if you watch the video, and please go back and look at it. It's about a year ago. I don't know when this video will be posted. It was April 1st, 2021. And it was how to draw comics. It was a how to basic parody video. And I had a great time with this because my kids got to participate in it. It was fun. They had a good time. They loved the experience. All that was super fun. If you watch that video and you came away with a conclusion that I was destroying comic books as some kind of hate movement, I'm sorry. I mean, we could pretend that this is all normal, but I don't want to do that because that's just dumb. That's just super, super dumb. So I think to myself, the writer who is writing in and doing this, the writer who is mailing me to say, you're starting to appear too much like that bad channel over there. What's going on? Like in my head, I'm imagining the entire scenario. The guy's like, He somehow gets to my channel, watches, or maybe has been watching every video I made up to that point, and they get to that one and they're like, "Ooh, this one where the children who are clearly like 6 years old, 7 years old, are stomping up and down on a drawing is hate speech against comics. I better write this guy a letter telling him that he's treading on thin ice." Like, come on. That has to be a joke, right? You got to be pranking me. I have to believe that is not real. Because if it's real, then that's terrifying. I'm gonna get. By the way, next interview I do, next writer. Well, not next one, but if I talk again, and I can only be so blessed as to talk to a Jeff Thorne or a Jim Zub or a Philip Kenny Johnson or somebody like that. I've got to ask. Zub is the guy because again, Zub's so likable. I got to say, hey Jim, and I'll edit out this part of the video. I'm like, hey, blank wrote me this letter based on this video. What's your reaction to that? I need somebody who's writing in comics to explain to me what's going on with that. Anyway, this video has gone off the rails. I don't know why. All I can say is this. There are a handful of people out there who I think they watch this stuff and they participate in these communities in order to hear their ideas reflected back at them. That's why they do it. And if that's who you are, I don't know why you're wasting your time with my channel. Like there's tons of channels that will do that for you. Like you're don't put up with my shitty audio and bad video production quality. Go find a channel that's actually doing that well and support that. I mean, there's tons of them out there. You don't need to be wasting your time over here. I don't know what you're doing. But anyway, my one ask, if anybody could be so kind. And by the way, here's the obligation. If you like this channel, if you appreciate what I'm saying, I don't ask for much. I never ask to click on the ads. God help you. Don't click on the ads. Don't be stupid. Don't click on those ads. I wish there were no ads. Anyway, if I can ask one request. When you see somebody, whether it's to myself or anyone else, when they start to put words in somebody else's mouth, when they start to portray what somebody else actually thinks, jump in there and just say, I don't know, do a mumbles, like clown on them. It's okay. You know how most channels say, don't talk to these people, don't reach out. It's okay. Reach out to these people. These people are being dumb. Go ahead and say, hey, you know what? You can't, you are not Jean Grey. You do not have telepath abilities. You can't tell Perch he's gay. Just cool it. Give your opinion. Don't try and psychoanalyze what somebody else is saying. Just take people on the level for once. You'll be surprised how happy it will make your life. Anyway, crazy times. Thanks for that note and the ability to vent once in a while. It's always fun. And there we go. There's a lot of strange things in the world, but I think we can all agree that Zub seems like a really nice guy, right? We should do this survey. I should do a poll, like, of all the people I've had on my channel, who do you want to have a beer with? Pretty much all of them is the right answer, but Zub would be a fun night of beer. I think we could all agree. They all would. I now I feel guilty for picking one or the other, but I don't know. Again, I should do the bad pitches bit with Joe again, but we should invite Jim, because the problem with Jim though is Zub would give you a bad pitch, like a horrible pitch for a comic, and you'd still want to buy it because he just seems so likable. Anyway, thanks for listening.